Hey everyone, it's Jess from Extravagant Dreams.
And I'm Tiff from Rolling with Laughter.
And Tiff is over at my house today, and we just watched a new TV show, the first episode, called Star-Crossed. And so, yeah, we thought it'd be fun to do a vlog together and talk about it, our thoughts. So,
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. Well, okay, I wasn't sure about it at first because you told me about it. We watched it together just now. It's interesting though. I guess
weird.
Yeah. Okay, so the premise of the show or whatever is like a modern day Romeo and Juliet kind of.
Yeah.
Basically, an alien race lands on Earth, and they are outcasts, and
They were looking for like what?
Their planet crash landed.
They couldn't live in their planet anymore, so they like went in search of a new place to live, and their ship crashed on Earth.
So the first scene is like this a boy alien. What are they called?
Atrians.
Mm-hmm. And so this boy, he runs and hides in the shed, and a little human girl finds him, and she brings him like a blanket and food and whatever.
Kind of shelters him.
Yeah, she's really kind to him. And then the government or whatever, they bust into the shed and take this boy away. And she thought he was dead.
Mm-hmm. And then they basically fast forward 10 years.
Yeah.
So.
And now they're trying to integrate the aliens into society. So 7 of these high school age teenager aliens go to real public school, and everyone hates them. But of course, the boy, Adrian, what is his name?
Roman.
He is one of the teens that goes to the school, and of course the girl is there, and her name is Emery. And I don't know, somehow he knows that she was the girl from the shed.
Yeah.
So there's a little romance there.
It's like a spark of a memory or whatever he flashes back to when he sees her. So
that's the story. Basically, you just watched the whole pilot. Congratulations.
Yay.
So yeah, now that you know the story, I guess we'll talk about
how we feel about it.
Yeah,
I
don't know. It was intense. The first scene, the shooting and killing everyone.
Yeah, just saw them when they crash landed, and humans apparently didn't like that. So thought it was an invasion. Is that what they said?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty shocked if this ginormous thing crashed into my backyard, but they did jump on the gun and like just shoot them right away. Some guy walked out with his hands up and they like killed him. So that's
it's a little intense,
stupid.
Kind of brutal.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why they did that. I don't feel like that would happen in real life. I don't know. I guess they have to create the story somehow.
So some premise of it. Right?
Yeah. And I also, was telling you when we were watching this, what 6-year-old walks out to the shed in the dark after an alien's landed in your town and...
What 6-year-old does that even?
I know. If I hear scary noise, I send my husband out to the shed. I'm not going out there by myself.
Especially a little kid. What parents, don't notice that their 6-year-old went outside, you know?
Yeah. So...
It's kind of weird.
Not exactly realistic, but it was intriguing. I definitely want to watch the next episode and see what happens.
I want to watch the next episode
So it ends with... Well, I guess we should talk about the friend also. Do you want to explain the friend?
Okay, so Emery basically had an immune deficiency, they'd say, and she's been out of school for 4 years. So this is the 10 years later into the future. Or present, rather, I guess. Technically.
Yeah. So she's 16, hasn't been to school since she was 12.
So
she spent the last 4 years in the hospital.
Right. So as the Atrians are being introduced to school, so is she kind of, because she hasn't been there for 4 years. So her friend, you see her in the beginning, you see her running, and she runs to the hospital to see her friend who she was in the hospital with, and she's got what was it?
Cancer?
Cancer, yeah.
Leukemia, I think.
Yeah, some form of cancer, basically. And so she's, I guess, still fighting it, and Emery's healed, or I guess so far as we know. I don't know.
She's not in the hospital.
Exactly. She's healthy enough to be out of the hospital and everything.
So what's her friend's name?
Julia, I think.
I think it's Julia. She loves all things Adrian.
Oh,
she
gosh.
is like obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
So she's heard this rumor that they have
this herb
called
cyper.
Yeah, and apparently can heal you.
Mm-hmm. So she wants to kind of like go find that,
mm-hmm.
or meet Atrians, or have Emery meet an Atrian and get chummy with them, and then be all like, "Oh, hey, what about this cyper herb?"
Yeah.
So
the story with that, how it? Do you want to share how it ends? I guess.
We'll just go through the whole
spoiler. So she decided at the end of the show, you find out that Julia's going home. Basically, she's not getting better, and
so she's just
gonna
go discharge and go home and live her life. I guess.
So Emery breaks her out of the hospital so they can go to
the sector, which is where the Atrians all are. So basically, they live in this district. Yeah, sector is what they call it, and behind like bars and everything, basically.
So Emery's dad works there, and they use his
ID
to break in and go find Cyper, which they discover is basically a rumor plant. Mm-hmm. It's the same as saffron. Yeah. That. So it's basically useless. Whatever.
Right. So they were kind of disappointed about that, but Julia was all like, "It's okay. At least I got out. See it or see this or whatever. We tried," kind of thing. Yeah. So.
And then there's a big party.
Right. Well, before that, when they found out the Cyper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They found out that Emery finds out that Roman is the boy that she thought was dead.
Yeah.
So, because she sees like a scar on his stomach or something where he was shot and where she thought he died or whatever. So.
Yeah. So then after that, we go to. I guess there's some other characters. I don't know their names, but there's like a jerk boy at high school who's like all macho and hates them.
Yeah.
And doesn't want them in the school. And then there's a boy that likes Emery, a human that likes Emery.
Right.
What's his name?
Gosh, I don't
Grayson.
know Grayson or something like that. Yeah.
We'll learn these names for next time.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then there's a popular girl at school who runs the school. And so she's having a party, and she invites Emery because Grayson likes her. Mm-hmm. So they all go to this party, but that morning or whatever, there was a little scuffle in the school hallway. So Roman and the nasty boy, I don't like him at all.
Right, no.
They get into a fight, and so Roman's friends, all the other Atrian kids, they break out of the sector to go crash this party and basically beat up Eric.
That was his name.
Okay. So they're going to beat up Eric to teach him a lesson for getting in a fight with Roman that morning.
So that they don't do that to any other Atrians, basically.
So we're at the party, and they all show up, and everyone's fighting, blah, blah, blah. And then the cops show up, so everyone kind of disperses. Right. And Emery falls on the ground.
I know, it's so dramatic.
So Roman stays behind to help her up, and so all his friends have left. And then all the human friends are calling for Emery to come run away with them, and she stays to help Emery find a way, or stays to help Roman find a way back to the sector so he doesn't get caught by the cops since all his friends left him. So then they're in the woods. It gets romantic.
Yeah, it gets sappy.
Yeah.
Yay. And what did they do? What did they talk about first?
I don't know.
It was all just like, let me take your hand and put my fingers
you don't
through
have
it.
To be afraid.
It's okay. And then the almost kiss moment, and then her phone rings.
Yes.
Duh.
And so when her phone rings, and
her mom's on the phone, or dad or something. I think it's her mom, yeah. And she gets all sad and quieter and is like, oh, and say something about Julia, and then she hangs up the phone and is basically like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And is almost crying.
So basically Julia's not doing well.
No.
So she runs to the hospital, and you find out later Roman followed her there.
Mm-hmm. See him spying on her creepily behind a door or something.
Yeah. So So then, again, this is an unrealistic part for me because I'm like, where are her parents and why did she leave? But Emery leaves the room. Well, you see Julia's parents, and then they leave, and Emery's
Yeah.
alone with Julia. Basically, they're saying their goodbyes.
Right.
That's my
It's like they all
interpretation of
basically
it.
are like in the room and then exit
Yes.
randomly.
So then they leave, and it's like she's unattended with the door wide open. So Roman sneaks in.
Shuts the door, and then you see him with the cyper herb that apparently doesn't do anything, and they use it for cooking or whatever. You see him take the herb, and then like he doesn't cut himself, does he? He just puts the herb to like his veins
wrist,
and
then all his veins pop out
and turn like blue, like
It's
glowing
weird.
colors.
Yeah.
Very weird and strange, and like seems like it hurt, it was painful or whatever.
Mhm.
And so
then he sticks a syringe in his arm and sucks out this magic blue liquid.
which I guess
It's
is his
glowing.
blood at that point. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess there's probably an explanation coming.
I guess in
Later.
the next episode maybe.
But yeah. And then he sticks the syringe into her IV. And
Right. Feeds into her, I guess,
Yeah.
like medicine or whatever.
so as he's giving her life,
you
you go back to the sector, and there was a man that had helped all the Atrians sneak out.
Yeah.
He knows like a secret exit, and he can turn off. They're all tracked by a watch, so he turns off their watch for 3 hours so they can sneak out.
and not be detected outside of
And Emery's dad, he works there. He's like, security detail or
comp
something.
Yeah.
So Roman's dad finds out that this guy helped him escape. So he's kind of confronting him and upset. And Emery's dad sees that they're having a heated discussion and, is trying to help make peace, make sure everything's okay. And so basically he's got a gun drawn
Mm-hmm.
on the two men.
The
And-
Atrians,
Yes, and he's telling them to put their hands up, like back away, trying to just diffuse the problem or whatnot.
And Roman's dad does that. He backs up,
Mhm.
but then the other guy who helped the Atrians get out, I guess he had that
grabs
device or whatever.
some sort of, it looks like a weapon. I don't know what
Right.
it is. And
so then Roman's dad, like, I guess stepped in real quick, and like in that moment, that all happened at once. It was like, steps in to say, no, don't, whatever the device was. And then
and Emery's dad
shoots him.
So he gets in the way, and Roman's dad dies. So now here we have the Shakespeare thing where
gosh.
Emery's attracted to Roman, and Roman's attracted to Emery, but her dad just killed his dad.
So we'll just throw,
Yeah. And
That's
Roman
all.
just gave her best friend her life back.
Right.
So that's where it ends, which is why I'm hooked, because now I'm like,
wait, what's going to happen? Like, are they going to be upset with each other? Or are they going to, like, or rather, he's going to be upset with her? So,
yeah, so
basically,
interesting
suggested.
first show. Now, you've seen the second one.
I have seen the second one, so I know what happened.
Yeah. So I have to
But-
watch that and catch up, and then maybe this will be a
another review.
series,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it. But I don't know. It was a fun show, and we just thought we'd share. So
Yeah.
if any of our readers or our viewers watch the show, you should comment and tell us what you think also. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching.
Dang.